I think we're live. Yes, we are. Wonderful. A few minutes earlier than announced. But great. In front of these food trucks. I just had a lovely little cozy lunch with just a handful of people. Always enjoy that. And oh, looks like we're back with those horizon issues. Let's see, sometimes it sorts out itself. But yeah, now we are walking again. These people are also walking in the park, walking without moving forward. I am moving forward when I walk. So the plan now, signal is glitching again. That is annoying. Yeah, the horizon is very weird. I don't know, it's really time for me to get a new gimbal. I think this one is getting worn out. But the plan now is to walk down to Koenji, which is also another nice neighborhood next to Nakano. So that's what I will be doing, and then have a look at the state of Koenji right now. I haven't been there in a long time, so kind of curious to see what it's like. And that will be it. So I don't think this stream will be super long or anything, but maybe another half an hour to an hour. What did I end up eating? Yeah, what did I end up eating? My Patreon supporters know that. That's a good reason why you should join me on Patreon, because then you get to know what I eat. Some things, like what I eat or what my face looks like, that is things that are only accessible to my Patreon supporters. So let's keep it that way. Let's see, are we back? Maybe. Yes, we are back. Wonderful. I'm having a surprisingly large amount of technical issues today. That is annoying. Let's hope that it will work now. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. I think just before the whole thing fell apart, I think I got a little super chat. Let me check. Yes, thank you, Light Salt. Coffee break. Right, I haven't had a coffee yet. I only had a beer. So let's coffee. Let's do coffee at some point. Such a nice day today. Finally. That's why, like the last couple of streams, we just had this gray, gloomy weather, and I was complaining so much about it, right? So today, when the weather is finally nice, then let's just do two streams today. These are actually a bunch of university buildings around here. I don't know exactly what they are, if it's like campuses, like this one says Waseda over there. We're not that close to Waseda University, but I don't know. I guess they have some facilities around here. It's a pretty nice area. Oh, thank you, Garfield. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, not a good day, but a great day, and have a coffee. I will. Ah, Matilda, good to see that you're back as well. So yeah, we're heading to Koenji, which is about 10-15 minutes this way, which is also one of the nicest neighborhoods in Tokyo, in my humble opinion. So yeah, in the previous stream I did today, we talked a little bit about parks and green spaces in Japan, and that most local neighborhood parks are pretty sad. They're just like gravel or dirt. But this one is actually quite nice. For being a little neighborhood park in Tokyo, I would say this one is not too bad. At least it's grass on the ground rather than gravel and dirt. So yeah, there's that. From here we will mostly walk through residential areas until we reach Koenji. Oh, there's a newly built house, 3 bedrooms and living room, 63.8 million yen. As I know that a lot of you are always so curious about real estate prices in the neighborhoods I pass through. Here is not a bad place to have a house, I think, between Koenji and Nakano. Very quiet in between these streets where I'm walking right now. Very quiet, but still it's very close to neighborhoods that has lots of things going on. Lots of shops and restaurants and things to do, and also, yeah, not too far from central Tokyo. After all, I mean, we've been walking all the way from Shinjuku today. So those of you who joined me for the first stream today knows that it's not too far from Shinjuku even. Which do I like best, Yoyogi Park or Ueno Park? That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I used to hang out a lot with friends in Yoyogi when I first came to Japan. That was like our standard meeting point where we went for like picnics and stuff. But to be honest, like for just like taking a walk or so, I think Yoyogi Park is a little bit boring. Ueno has a little bit more things happening, and there's that beautiful shrine and pagoda and the pond and these things. So yeah, it's difficult. I like both, but in different ways. But yeah, I don't really hang out much in Ueno Park, if that makes any sense. We are walking pretty close to a street called Waseda Dori, which, as the name implies, runs all the way to Waseda, which is one of the main universities in Tokyo, one of the top universities in Tokyo, I should say. That's Waseda Dori down there. But instead of walking along that busy road, I prefer to take this little neighborhood street instead. Have you tried the rice hamburger made with rice bun? I think I have, yeah, but I also think it didn't leave any lasting impression. I think regular hamburgers are are better, are more tasty. But I think I did try the rice one. Yeah. Basically a weird mashup between onigiri and hamburger. Fungus, you're back. Great. Great. Let's talk about kimchi and natto. So now we're passing this. I don't know the name of this road, but it's a major one. It could actually be the same road as where I got nearly hit by a streetcar yesterday. But that was far down in Sangenjaya. But it could be actually the same one. I'm not sure. But anyway, we have to cross here under this. Under this big elevated road. And then we will soon be in Koenji. Yeah, those of you who watched my stream yesterday, remember, I almost got hit by the Setagaya line. That was a bit scary, and I felt like a horrible person for not checking the traffic lights correctly. You are saying in the chat. "200 people watching now." Nice. Thanks, Bill and Warren. Thanks for stopping by today. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support you're giving. Thank you so much. This is Waseda Dori, this kind of main street that I mentioned before. Not terribly exciting stretch this, but we will soon be in Koenji, which is a far nicer area. Gave you a bit of a reflection reveal there as well. The sky is good today. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Blue sky is the best sky. Been a long time since I came here. When I was living in Nakano, I had in Nakano, I had a good friend who was living just a few blocks from here. Back then, I often walked this street, but now it feels very nostalgic. It's been a while. She doesn't live here anymore. I don't live here anymore. We moved on. But I think we're in Koenji now. Yes, we are. Wonderful. How many districts have you lived in, Tokyo Explorer? Good question. I think I've lived in roughly 10 or so different places in Tokyo, and they've all been in different neighborhoods, kind of. Although most of them has been not too far from here. Like this area, western Tokyo, between basically from Harajuku here, Sasasuka, Shimokitazawa. Those are areas where I lived for quite a long time, and they're all like in the same kind of part of Tokyo. Now we're at the north side of Koenji. I will walk down to the station where there's a shopping street starting, and then I will follow that shopping street or shotengai all the way to Shin Koenji station. From Shin Koenji I will probably, when I get to Shin Koenji I will probably wrap up the stream and take the train back home. Some potential thumbnail photos. So these thin routes aren't alleys, they're walkways. Oh, this is just a street. I think usually even cars are allowed here. On streets this width. Tokyo is a very narrow city. So one of the good things that I like and many people enjoy so much about Koenji is all the interesting and quirky second-hand shops like this one. There's a ton of shops like this here. This place seems to offer a little bit of everything. Everything from clothes to records to toys. How long distance have I walked today? Not that long, not that long. Let's see. Let's ask Google Sensei. I walked from Shinjuku to Koenji. So if we just put Shinjuku Station from here, it's 5 kilometers from where I am now. According to my smartwatch, I've been walking 11,000 steps today so far. I want to plan for a shopping trip to Japan. Yeah. No matter who you are and what you're interested in, a shopping trip to Japan will most likely never disappoint. There's just, yeah, you can find everything here. It's crazy. This is a cute little cafe called Hatifnat, which is the Swedish name of one of the characters in the Moomin books. But inside of that place is like a big tree house. It's quite fun. Haven't been in probably close to, I don't know, 7-8 years at least. But I remember enjoying that place. A friend took me there. What's this? Mother Nature's Son. Maybe it's a hairdresser. Could be a hairdresser. Someone says that my streams remind them of the towns in the Pokemon games. Yeah, I mean, I've never really played Pokemon, but just old video games in general. Like when you come to Tokyo, you really see that. That's why the games looked the way they did back then. I like how, like, I don't know, the kind of two-dimensional facades of Tokyo are always quite interesting to me, especially like older buildings and older street corners. And they do often remind me of old, like, Nintendo games. Co-working space here. Go to Kabukicho. Well, I went to Kabukicho. I was there earlier today. Should have joined the stream a bit earlier. Or you can just watch the previous stream for today. I started in Shinjuku and I walked through Kabukicho and eventually ended up here. Now we're almost at Koenji station. I think behind the street corner we will see Koenji station. Here we go, Koenji station area. Let's walk through the station. So for those of you who are curious, here's a little map of the JR lines in Tokyo. So we started there in Shinjuku. Now we're in Koenji. And yeah. And I live somewhere somewhere around here. Which it doesn't look very far on the map, but this map is not really very accurate or not really representative of the actual physical distance. To get home from where I am right now will take me an hour or so, which is a bit convoluted, but there's no direct train I can take. I have to change twice. First I have to go to Shinjuku, and then I have to change to the Yamanote line, and then I have to go to Shibuya, and then from there I change to the Deintoshi line. That will take me back home. There's a lot of interesting shops here under the train tracks in Koenji. A lot of pretty cool little bars and restaurants, as well as some, I don't know what this is, clothes shop, I guess, hippie shop, I don't know. And then this street, like under the train tracks, there's lots of izakayas and small restaurants and bars here. I will just walk through a tiny little bit of it. そうですね、新宿三丁目で乗り換えたら、いや、1回だけではないんですけど、田園都市線に住んでるから、新宿三丁目は副都心線に乗り換えて、あと渋谷もう一度乗り換えて。Let's hope the signal survives here. Yeah, I won't bother walking all the way down here now because everything is closed, but at night these are basically all small restaurants and izakaya, so it's quite nice at night. But in the daytime it's just a little bit sad and has a funky smell, so much better at night here. So田園都市線です。Now let's walk down here, the main shopping street here in Koenji. Maybe I should see if my old hairdresser is still around then, because I really need to get a haircut, and my current hairdresser seems to be out of business or something. So maybe I should go to my old one here in Koenji instead. Over 300 viewers now. Great, thank you. Morning, Tim. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a good day. I did another stream earlier today, and then I did a Patreon only lunch break stream, and now we're on the second walking stream for today, which will just basically be a little quick walk down the main street here in Koenji. Oh, maybe I should get a coffee here. こんにちは。カフェラテホットでお願いします。ホットです。はい。深入り浅いダークロースト。じゃあ深いでお願いします。はい。お持ち帰りよろしいですか。480円です。はい。Finally. I just had coffee we've been talking about for so long. 1000円。はい。どうぞ。少し詰めてお待ちくださいませ。Yeah, very sudden little coffee break. But I've stopped by here before, and they have quite nice coffee. There's lots of nice shops here. Nice. Porta coffee stand. Caution, caffeine relaxes the bladder. Well, I did have a toilet break earlier before my lunch, so I'm okay. I'm okay. And then I will have another one after this, I guess. Thank you, Fungus. No kimchi or natto, but there's some fun for the liquid bean. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Suddenly missing Papa Noel and Joyful Minova. Yeah, I have to go back there. Hi! Hi! Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo.
タンザニアです。ありがとうございます。
Yay. Coffee! What's the expected ETA on the second video on your second channel? My expected ETA was yesterday, but obviously that didn't happen. So I don't know. I really don't know. Hopefully later this week I can publish it. Worst case, maybe next weekend. Are any Japanese brand phones used in Japan? Yeah, both Fujitsu and Sharp has a bit of a following here in Japan. So they make smartphones for the Japanese market. Pretty boring stuff though. They're not very innovative, unfortunately. So the biggest number of, or biggest, most common smartphone brands here are, well, Apple is dominating, I would say, unsurprisingly. Sharp, right. Sharp still making smartphones? Not sure. Not sure. Yeah, those Japanese companies used to be very good and innovative and push the development forward. But now I think it feels like they're really behind many other parts of the world. Panasonic, I don't think Panasonic makes phones anymore, no. But yeah, 20, 30 years ago, I mean, Japan was dominating the home electronics industry. But now I think they're being severely outpaced by Korea and China. There's lots of kind of vintage shops here on this street, as you can see. May I ask if you're gonna have a live walking tour on Halloween? I don't know, really. I have nothing planned yet. I rarely have time or the possibility to plan things ahead that much. So but it's quite likely, I would say. It's quite likely. I'm not sure if there will be any big celebration in Shibuya this Halloween though. But maybe since we're out of the state of emergency now. It's not impossible. Two streams in one day, yeah, who would have thought? That's not very common, but I wanted to try something new today, and I wanted to have a little bit of a relaxed lunch, so I decided to do a lunch break that was exclusive to my Patreon supporters. Would you be open for a collab with urbanists exploring cities? I don't know who that is, but collabs sounds fun, so maybe. Pick one, but the areas that I've been walking through today, like Nakano and Koenji, are definitely some of my favorites. I really enjoy coming here a lot. Sorry, am I walking too fast? Sorry, yeah. I guess one could spend hours here checking out all the vintage stores. But yeah, you know, I have to be a little bit careful because some shops doesn't want me to film. So I can't go inside, unfortunately. Otherwise I would have loved to. Here again, I think we talked about it earlier today. Antiques and junk. And watch repair. So basically junk in Japanese means kind of second-hand stuff. It doesn't mean the same thing as in the West. To 30% permanently closed. I don't think so. I think many of the shops are probably closed on Mondays. Since the shops here are open on weekends, they tend to take another day off, and many shops are closed on Mondays actually. But could be some shops that has been gone bankrupt because of the pandemic as well. It's a quite nice, very old cafe, old building. I don't think I've ever actually been inside, but every time I pass, I'm like, I need to check out this place at some point. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like this looks like it could be permanently closed, for example. Not sure though. Rocket Queen. This coffee is very good, by the way. Does live allow you to pin places you want to see? No, I don't know how you would do that. Or, I mean, I can put it in the... Yeah, if you mean like in the video, like when you rewind or fast forward, that's possible. I can add that afterwards. But it would be a lot of work to do that for every live stream I do, so I generally don't. But for my 4K videos, I do it. have a beautiful mix of cones and flowers, which I kind of like. Cones just makes everything beautiful. And yeah, everything is well organized, because that is true to the Japanese spirit. Here's okay. The real estate agent says that they are looking for rental objects with a rent from 40,000 yen, because I think there's a high demand for like cheaper places around here. A lot of young people and students are living in this part of Tokyo, so it makes sense that they're looking for cheap places. Oh, and by the way, I kind of regret this now. Coffee cone. I should have gotten a coffee here. I have to come back and do this. Or, we need the permission to take photos. Yeah, then that's too bad. チョコちゃんありがとうございます。あれ、もうコーヒー飲み終わったですか？まだコーヒーありますよ。ありがとうございます。Another interesting shop, selling a little bit of everything, it seems. Everything from clothes to toys. Japanese compliment me for the color of my eyes. No, I don't think that has ever happened. I don't think I have a particularly interesting color on my eyes. But yeah, we are approaching Koenji station, where I will take the train back home. Entrance to this station is actually quite easy to miss. Well, there's this sign, I guess, that kind of reveals it, but other than that, there's only like 2 exits, and they both are kind of squished between residential buildings like this, so not super easy to find, but I found it. I'm here, and I will wrap things up here. Simple as that. Koenji station. Thanks a lot for joining me today, and on my both streams. Just checking the chat. Have you thought what to do for a farewell to Japan stream? No, I don't know yet. Have you ever had a hug from a friend who is Japanese as a greeting? Yes. Many of my Japanese friends are pretty international, so they do that kind of stuff. It's not so weird to them, but I don't think, it's not something that everybody does though. Anyway, yes, thank you so much for joining today, and I will see you soon again. I don't think there will be a stream tomorrow, probably not. but maybe on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Hello. This is Mata ne.